Today, I'm going to be building a space plane that can travel to the outer solar system in Kerbal Space Program 2. Now, by the outer solar system, I mean Jool and Elu in the Kerbal system. There's only 6 planets in the Kerbal system. There's 4 rocky planets, 1 gas giant, 5 rocky planets, and 1 gas giant. And that gas giant is where we'll be heading. We will not be heading inside the gas giant, though. We will be heading to one of its moons, which is Lathe. Now, why Lathe out of the other 5? Well, Lathe actually has an atmosphere, and not just any atmosphere. It has a relatively thick atmosphere, which actually has clouds and breathable air, which means we can fly a jet-powered plane on Lathe. So, why not do that? Especially now when it's easier than ever as there's no heat damage currently. So I can just do a pretty unrealistic aero brake once I get to Lathe. Instead of having to, get into an orbit and then descend and do all that nonsense, we can just crash straight into it and the atmosphere will slow us down. But anyway, here we are on the launch pad. And here we are, lifting off. Now, we don't have any solid rocket boosters or anything on the sides, because I was a bit nervous this thing would be a bit unstable. I mean, there's no fairing or anything around the plane. Because I remember when I made my moon spaceplane video in KSP1, the fairing looked a bit ridiculous. So with this, I went without a fairing. There goes the main stage, by the way. We're now on the second stage. But yeah, as I was saying, it just looks a bit weird with the fairing on it. But I guess I could have, to be a bit more, realistic. Would you call it? I mean, we haven't actually launched any space planes, from my knowledge, on top of a rocket. Like, you've obviously had the space shuttle, but that was launched on the side of the rocket. I'm just talking about space shuttles when I should be talking about my mission. Okay, I'm really bad at this commentary, aren't I? Anyway, this video is off to a great start. Let's continue our burn to Jool. So the second stage will get us about half of the way to Jool. We will have to use a bit of the third stage as well. And there we go, there goes the second stage. Blink and you miss it, it was pretty quick. Because I wanted to speed this up, because I think it's pretty boring just watching me set up encounters and mid-course corrections and burning to Jool and all that. But something I can talk about here is I screwed up. So I got this mid-course correction, and I actually got a Lathe encounter from the mid-course correction. So I walked away from Kerbin to the mid-course correction thinking, oh my gosh, I'm insane. But thanks to the stupid glitch that's still around, where you can't actually see where your trajectory is going to go inside the planet's sphere of influence until you enter its sphere of influence, I couldn't see where I was going. And I saw I'd be on a collision course with something, and I was like, oh cool, I'll be on a collision course with Lathe. That works well. Except I was very wrong. I was on a collision course with Jool. And that's a gas giant, and that's not exactly a good thing. So once I got into the sphere of influence and realized, I quickly performed a mid-course correction, as you can see me doing here. Actually, I'm not doing it yet, I'm just warping over to it. That music sounds really cool, by the way. Now I am detaching that third stage. Now you might be wondering, Banana Peel, how is that plane going to fly in the vacuum of space? It has a jet engine. Well, you see, this is the CR-57 Rapier engine. I think it's CR-7 Rapier engine. But anyway, it can basically turn itself into a rocket engine and use liquid fuel and oxidizer. And it can turn itself into an air-breathing engine and just, use liquid fuel and have intakes, which makes it really handy. But our Delta V budget is not that much. So we really have to, do some pretty unrealistic atmospheric re-entry. As you can see, I'm just on a collision course with the planet. But again, it doesn't matter because, hey, there's no heating effects in KSP2 yet. But anyway, here we are entering the atmosphere. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful, by the way. As you can see. Oh, come on, Jeb. What are you concerned about, mate? It's only a slight deceleration. Anyway, we are getting slower and slower into the atmosphere. Jebediah might have been experiencing some high G's there, but hey, he's Jebediah, alright? But anyway, we are now slowing down and we are coming into the atmosphere of Lathe. And look at those beautiful clouds. And look how well this thing flies. I wasn't exactly how sure it would fly on Lathe. Like, it worked on Kerbin, but you know, Lathe has a slightly thinner atmosphere than Kerbin, so I was wondering how it would work, but it looks like it worked just fine. And there you go, I've turned on air breathing mode. I have 2 intakes on the bottom of the plane in case you're curious how it's working without using the oxidizer. It's kind of hard to see, sorry. But anyway, now we are at Lathe, and whoop, that was a bit of a spin. What a graceful start. But anyway, we are now flying over to the nearest landmass, and it took a while because Lathe, it's basically a water world. It's very interesting though. It is the only other the only other celestial body with water apart from Kerbin in the Kerbola system. So it is truly a very interesting place. But as you can see, we are coming to a bit of a beachy area. I guess every area on Lathe is beachy or ocean pretty much. But we are now slowing down, and Lathe just looks so much better than the first game. I can't really be judging that actually, because I don't think I ever went to Lathe in the first game. I just was not skilled enough. But anyway, we can deploy those parachutes. And whoa, textbook landing. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. But anyway, we have now slowed down, and now we can get Jebediah out on EVA. Look at him, he can plant that flag there. So if you enjoyed this video, consider leaving it a like and subscribing. And if you for some reason want to go watch more of my videos, go check them out, I guess. Anyway, sorry this wasn't really like a big mission. Like, I just didn't have much time this weekend to make a video. The Kraken loved to destroy all of my mission ideas. This was the only one that was successful. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time.